riding, our leg aids, how we move our legs, how we communicate with the horse through the cues from our legs, are an important piece of riding. In today's video, I want to talk about one thing that you can think about to make all of your leg aids much more effective. I'm here in this video with Catfish. Catfish is one of our school horses, and he's going to be helping me demonstrate the difference that I want to show you in how to use your leg for more effective cues. We're going to be starting with first thinking about just the general position of the leg. So when I have my foot in the stirrup, it should be just the weight of my leg that's in the stirrup. So as I'm sitting here, I want to be able to draw a straight line from my hip down to my ankle. So that's that shoulder, hip, heel line that you've probably heard of before. But it's that important part of, in order to help maintain this position, I want to make sure that it's just the weight of my leg in the stirrup. Notice if I start to try to push my heel down and push against the stirrup, how now I'm pushing the stirrup slightly out and slightly forward. I've now lost that line going from my hip to my ankle. I've also lost the amount of contact that's coming through my thigh. Also, by pushing in the stirrup, now I've put more restriction in my hip joint. So I'm going to let that go by softening my leg. Now with just the weight of my leg in the stirrup, I have softer joints in my ankle, my knee, and my hip. I have that line again that's going to help me feel supported in the saddle and feel aligned and balanced from my ankle to my hip. And I have much more contact on the inside of my thigh. The other thing that's changed, and this is really important for our leg cues, is that I have a lot more contact on the side of my calf. Notice again, if I start to push my heels down and push against the stirrup, how now the contact changes to I have more contact along the back of my calf. Many people, when they think about giving a leg aid, is they try to do it with the heels. So if I push against my stirrup, and now I also try to turn my toe out so that I can use my heel against the horse, notice how I have no contact along the side of the inner part of my leg anymore. I've also gotten tight here, tight in my hip, and when we're riding forward in movement, this is going to play a big impact in actually restricting his movement going forward. So when I use my leg aid, I'm actually using my whole leg, but I want to feel more of the side of my calf. I may feel the side of my ankle as well. And it depends on the shape of the horse's barrel and the structure of your leg, exactly where you will feel the contact. But as I'm riding, I want to think about using just a slight inward squeeze. If I need to do more from that, I can wiggle my feet a little bit. I can bounce my legs off the side, giving a series of little kicks. But my leg is never getting tense, and my leg is never squeezing in and putting that vice-like grip on the horse that's going to actually restrict their forward movement. So riding with my leg in good alignment with less pressure pushing down on the stirrup and thinking about feeling more of the side of my calf and the side of my ankle is going to help me give much more effective leg aids. Whether I'm asking for going forward, whether I'm asking for the horse to go into a lateral movement, whether I'm asking for movement of a specific foot from the horse. Having a more effective leg and having more control over your leg also allows you to use more advanced aids such as spurs precisely. So now if I was wearing a spur, I could make just a little movement out with my toe to engage the spur and then drop it off. Engage the spur and drop it off. If I'm in the habit of always using my legs like this, now I wouldn't be able to ride effectively with a more advanced tool such as a spur because I would be using the spur every time that I use my leg. So the next time that you're riding, take note of how you are using your leg. What parts of your leg do you feel when it's resting against the saddle? Are you pushing against the stirrup? Or are you able to easily lift your leg and feel just a lighter contact against the stirrup? When you go to give a cue, do you turn your toe out and use the back of your heel? Or are you feeling more the side of your calf and the side of your ankle? Can you utilize your whole leg to give cues instead of just trying to use the heel? Also notice when you give your leg aids, whether you're thinking about having to use your leg to ask your horse to go forward or to start a lateral movement, do you ever feel like you get stuck in the movement? And as soon as you go to start using your leg, you kind of lose your rhythm or you lose your balance a little bit. That feeling of synchronicity with the horse starts to go away. If this is the case, then think about what I described in this video of finding your alignment, finding more softness in your joints, and then giving your leg aids, using more feeling and using more of the side of your calf and side of your ankle instead of trying to use your heels. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you notice about how you use your leg when you give cues. I look forward to reading your comments, and if you would like to learn more about basic rider position, about training our horses, connecting with our horses, basic horse behavior and care, I'd love to have you join me in the Balanced Riding course. There's a link down below this video where you can sign up for free training coming from the course.